Let in.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Joy.
A little joy.
Let in a little joy.
Let in a little light.
Let in a little light.
So every little thing gonna be alright. Was the best that could happen. Clear the room for dancing. Let in a little joy. Let in a little light. On Sunday night with Bliss and London.
And me, and thee,
And you.
and you.
Ooh.
I know, aren't we blessed?
And blissed.
That's true.
Happy Sunday, y'all. We're so happy to be with you. So grateful to be alive on this planet with you during this amazing time of rebirth and renewal, resurgence of love and unity. It's just, there's so much possibility in all of the things, the old ways that are crumbling around us. And
There's so many good things to pay attention to. I'm loving seeing how much people are caretaking one another and coming together to help those in need, you know. It's just, there's so much chaos that appears to be going on, but if you really pay attention, that's just a distraction from all the good things that are going on. And tonight we're not calling anybody out, but we're calling everybody up to be their highest and
get up,
best.
get
That's
on
right.
up, get up, get on up. It's true, you know, it's a fine line, and I have to be very careful because I can border into judgmental territory way too easily. Self-righteousness, back it up.
Beep,
But
beep.
there's also, you know, calling us out and up, you know, and being real and authentic in what we say and what we do and what we believe and what we take action on. And so right now is a real critical moment. We're feeling in this country in particular and around us where people have an opportunity to let go of old belief systems that
And
no
basically
longer serve.
fear. It's fear. It's a lot of fears. Fears of the other, fears of what's going to be taken away, fears of not having enough. And really, what's the antidote for fear? Every time.
Love, love, love. And so we want to encourage all of us to take a little inventory in ourselves and see where we're not quite living in our integrity, in our honesty, in our honor, because we deserve to live in that way, and it feels so much better too. And it requires humility, and it requires honesty, and it requires a lot of compassion for ourselves and each other.
A way you get there is there's a practice called same as me. And if you are feeling those nudges towards judgment, you know, you can look at that person and kind of find a way to say same as me, you know. Well, they're afraid of this loss or this lack. Where same as me, where do I have that in my being that I can feel compassion towards them instead of judgment, and love instead of repulsion, you know, or rejection? Because we're here to find that we're all one, and
as we really deepen into our love, we understand that when we have judgment or anger or separation, sometimes it's actually propelled by a deep love because we want so much for the other person.
And we care about that,
and we
those
care
people
about
or
them.
those
and
things.
And we see the truth of who they are, and they're not quite living up to it. And so rather than holding space for them and loving them through it and calling them up, we just call them out. And I think what that does
What do you mean by call them out?
I mean, like, oh, you're this way, you're that way.
That's what we end up doing. You're
That's what
not
we
saying
end up
to
doing.
call people out, but you're saying that's the place we fall into.
I'm saying we fall into that, and that's a dead end unless
Yeah,
you actually
right.
move forward into calling them up in compassion, holding them in that space. So as we wish for others to change, we also have to call ourselves up into deeper compassion.
And to be in our, like you said, our integrity,
Mm-hmm.
our authenticity,
Mm-hmm.
you know, whenever we find out we're being hypocritical, which this next song talks about.
Yeah, this is an old Lubin Brothers tune
Yeah.
from Kentucky.
Couple Kentucky boys.
Yeah, and this was a big time a church song. I don't know if they still sing it back in some of the country churches.
I never
in the
heard it in
holler.
church, but
You did?
we'll play it in this one right now.
Many churches look you as a witness for God. Many churches they now represent. And if you've been redeemed, you know them who love God. For we know by their fruits whom they serve. Do you live what you preach? Would you preach what you live? In the presence of God, would you stand? Jesus knows every deed, good or bad from your birth. Do you live what you preach in your church? If your heart don't go out in the service of God, then you're lost with the sinners on earth. If you have no desire to be honest with God, you don't live what you preach in your church. Do you live what you preach? Would you preach what you live? In the presence of God, would you stand? Jesus knows every deed, good or bad from your birth. Do you live what you preach in the church? Yee! Some may stand in their church and proclaim they love God, and they win earthly fame in their speech. If they love not their brother in deed and in truth, the right hand of God they'll never reach. Do you live what you preach? Would you preach what you live? In the presence of God, would you stand? Jesus knows every deed, good or bad from your birth. Do you live what you preach in your church? Do you live what you preach? Would you preach what you live? In the presence of God, would you stand? Jesus knows every deed, good or bad from your birth. Do you live what you preach in your church? Oh yeah. Do you live what you preach? Would you preach what you live? In the presence of God, would you stand? Jesus knows every deed, good or bad from your birth. Do you live what you preach in your church?
Translation: do your words and actions match? You know, if you're like, what are you talking about? Do you live what you preach in your church? That's it. It's simply, do your words and actions match? Are you who you say you are? Do you do what you say you're going to do? And are you in a place where you feel you're truthful with yourself about who you are, and you're truthful with others? And
if not, and you need to make a change or make an amends or ask for forgiveness or redemption, there's always an opportunity for you to do that, and it feels so good. It takes a humble step forward or on your knees to ask for a renewal, but it comes quick, and it can be just absolutely life-changing. There are amazing things happening right now across this country. There, in Montana, where they voted 89% for Trump, they were having things called pedophile bonfires, where they were burning their MAGA hats and their Trump flags because they can no longer support someone who has been proven time and time again to be a sexual abuser, and especially of children and young women.
So one of the things that you were talking about, we called in church an altar call, but the way that I was thinking of it is ALTER call. So you can alter some part of yourself, and coming into alignment with the greater good for the greater whole. And that's really important that we are open to doing that. There's a reason that it feels good to do good things for yourself, because if you're doing that, if you're altering yourself, then it's altering the way you show up in the world,
If you're not familiar with altar calls, they're particularly an evangelical thing, aren't they? I think.
Mostly.
Yeah. And so basically at the end of a service, after the minister's spoken to your soul, they will have an altar call where they invite you to come up and essentially either give yourself, your heart to God, or to to give yourself again to God, a renewal, a surrendering of something that you need to let go of, particularly if there's some missing of the mark that's happened in your life that you want to make atonement for or amends. And you can come up and you can surrender it to God, and you can basically have a renewal, a fresh start. And I think that there's an opportunity for a lot of people who've been deceived, an altar call for those who've been deceived, to allow themselves to start again. And an altar call for those of us who have based our lives on judgment or separation. And maybe we can have an opportunity to have an altar call of renewal for ourselves as well, in compassion and forgiveness and non-judgment, and opening our heart and making it a space for someone to be able to renew their vow to themselves and to love and to their communities and neighbors.
I think it'd be a good time to read this.
Okay.
This is a Hafez poem, and it says this: I've come into the world to see this. The sword dropped from men's hands even at the height of their arc of anger, because we've finally realized there's just one flesh to wound, and it is the beloved's. I have come into the world to see this. All creatures hold hands as we pass through this miraculous existence we share on the way to an even greater being of soul, a being of just ecstatic light, forever entwined and in play with God. Every song the earth has sung since it was conceived in the divine's womb and began spinning from God's wish, every song by wing and fin and hoof, every song by hill and field and tree and woman and child, every song of stream and rock, every song of tool and lyre and flute, every song of gold and emerald and fire. Every song the heart should cry with magnificent dignity to know itself as God. For all other knowledge will leave us. It will leave us again in want and aching. Only imbibing the glorious sun will complete us. I've come into the world to experience this. People so true to love, they would rather die before speaking an unkind word. People so true, their lives are God's covenant, the promise of hope. I've come into the world to see this. The sword drop from men's hands, even at the height of their arc of rage, because we finally realized there is just one flesh to wound.
And so we tell a story of not looking away, but being a witness, knowing that we are each other. We are deeply connected. We are one and the same. And where we fail ourselves, we fail another. And where we fail another, we fail ourselves. So let us only live and walk in love. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil to me. The screaming wheels against the steel will tell of those you killed. October morn eclipsed the dome for the town of Moonville. This tale will tell how blinded eyes can make a ghost of a town. Survived by mining coal. Hear the murmurs of Main Street, where friends and neighbors came to meet. High noon, the school bell rings, the kids run to play in all up and down the lane, merchants trading gold for grain. Moonville train. Chips are sure to fall. Sad to have them laughing before last call. Skies of glow from the general store. Reverend friendly trying to save the town. Roaring, lefty good food, the sweet wife Sadie, strolling and showing off the firstborn baby. Same time every day. Hear the whistle yell, make way. Guest emerged from the fog, casting the sentence, smallpox. Stench of death hung over Moonville as one by one they all fell ill at the edge of town. They waited in vain, desperate for by the plague. The engineers bailed past, full steam ahead, leaving hollow faces behind in the smoke, staring at the tunnel that swallowed their hope. Huddled over the dark town hall, with the deputy dead, Reverend Friendly made the call for Rastus Dexter, no railman himself, signal with his lantern, last cry for help. Remembering all those who'd been slain, as he entered the tunnel, he heard a rumble from the Boneville train. Boneville train, Boneville train. The tunnel filled with light, he signaled left and right. Hot steam on his back, sealed his doom. The tunnel became his tomb. The town's last hope to survive, with Rastus Dexter, died. Within a week there weren't a soul alive. Railroad returned to burn the guilt they had to hide. As quickly as Moonville came about, the flame of life was snuffed out. Now it hosts a community of ghosts, abandoned to their demise by blinded eyes. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil to me. The screaming wheels against the steel will tell of those you killed.
Just goes to show you that inaction is just as dangerous and negligent as action.
Yeah.
And, you know, so we all have a chance right now to recognize what we care about and do something about it. And it not only helps others, it helps us, because it's, guess what, a part of your purpose, because those things that you become passionate about are what you're here to do and how you're here to be. And we encourage that in you. And we're just all calling each other up into that, our highest and best. So, we're going to take a little break. Come right back.
Got any hypocrites out there today? We've got a couple right here. I think that's the thing that we're here to learn and understand, is that we're all human and we all make mistakes and we all, you know, fail ourselves and at times when we're not quite living up to the love that we could hold and give. And so when we lived in New Orleans, which we're coming up on 30 years almost, we'll be talking about that and celebrating that.
Yeah.
But when we moved to New Orleans, we were really immersed in the thing that it's like New York City in 4 blocks or something. It's,
right.
It's
very condensed energy, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's for people from all over the country, all different religions, races, and from all over the world as well. So it's really like compacted into one little space. And so we hung out with homeless people who were alcoholics, drug addicts. We hung out with Christians and Mormons. We hung out with musicians and politicians and wealthy business people
and nurses.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we hung out with everybody.
Absolutely everybody.
The whole spectrum.
Yeah, and strippers and prostitutes, you know, and we just really were feeling this already, but it really confirmed that we're all absolutely the same. No one is better than another. Some of us hold love and give love more than others, and that's wonderful. And so, but when it comes to there being a particular type of person who is better than another, it just doesn't exist.
Well, we have an opportunity to look at the barriers that we put up that keep us from being more loving, and we do that with certain people because, and so the more that we can find our sameness, the more we can find our common ground, that's where unity is found. And that's, in New Orleans, it's kind of like that gets kind of equalized pretty quickly when you're playing music on a street corner, because you'll have, like you said, you'll have homeless people there so generous tipping us their food stamps, and you may have a banker there who throws us the pennies they don't make anymore. So,
yeah. Or a street
that
preacher,
happened a lot.
A street preacher talking about saving souls and living like Jesus, and yet not throwing a penny your way, So it's just a really important time to understand that we all deserve grace. And
to remember to give it to ourselves.
To give it to ourselves and to give it to each other. And that we're all just swimming in this beautiful melting pot together, learning to love ourselves and each other just a little bit better. And so this song is kind of about, we're all on an even playing field. And let's all just love each other and walk each other home. Or let's drag each other out like ladies. 2, 3, 4.
Get a drink, the name for a night. Have a real good time. From the Storyville, I will leave with a wobble tail. You're in the voodoo lounge, the dark night of your soul. Even your own mama won't feed you anymore. Your teeth all fell out. You're big out of gritty grind of $50 on the doghouse. So I love whiskey and warm gravy, a belly up at the bar, and Rust is getting nailed by fast Eddie car. Hulu's crying of a kill shot who took off with the cash. Bugler Sam the wobble man shaking everybody's. Let it roll, let it roll. He's the one that has swinging from the raps and the razzy dazzy smash. Big Charlie blowing tin whistle through his nose and singing sweet. You ever come round this way, Bliss? You ask for Marguerite. Beware, big packings and blues with air. Comes and politicians are drinking upstairs. You better beware, you can still get a drink and a name for a dime. Have a real good time. From the Storyville, always leave no wobble over tail. Oh yeah. Go ahead, Nene. Oh, that sounds so fine. Bought the drunk and stale bread. Been here for 3 days. Pensacola kids running the green and taking air. Poor Riley Ride, that boy is still trying to melt that frigid tar. Miss Josephine Icebox, good has the stress. Oh, the cafe ole mistress. Lady Ann cooks, and the blues on the rise. Waiting for ya, I'm when the cops came for Banjo Annie, they said, do you want to be dragged out or walk out like a lady? And she said, dragged out like a lady. Big pockets and blues when air comes the politicians to take it upstairs. Bell beware, you can still get a drink and a dame for a dime. Have a real good time from the Storyville. I always leave the wild over silver. Oh yes, we die. Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo,
Whoa, look at him
Somebody's scatting like Popeye over here.
You're scatting.
Skibidoo,
Oh my goodness.
Wow, who knew? He's a jazzy guy.
Yes. Oh my goodness, we love you all so much.
Love you so
Just go out there and be as good and kind and loving to yourself as you can
forgiving
be.
and compassionate and throw grace around like confetti.
That's right. And if you do that for yourself, you really will find it easier to do that for others, you know.
Thank you for doing it for us. We love you so much.
Yes.
Mwah. You are love.